the big story, of course, Ezekiel Elliott was out. Now, he was injured, with the banged up knee.
Yep.
But he will be back. Probably, they are on a bye week, so he'll probably be back their next game. So he'll have 3 weeks to rest. And we kind of talked about this possibility, Rob, last week. But Tony Pollard, who has really been showing that he might be better than Ezekiel Elliott for a while now, this was his chance to shine, and boy, did he ever,
Chris,
Rob.
Did we not have this conversation on Friday?
We had it.
We had this conversation.
Let me give you the numbers quickly, and then the floor is yours. 14 carries, 131 yards rushing, Rob. That's 9.4 per carry. 3 rushing touchdowns, and a 54-yarder was mixed in there, 54-yard touchdown. He also caught a pass for 16 yards. Rob, for reference sake, the last time Ezekiel Elliott did something like that, he had 20 carries for 143 yards week 4 a year ago. So not as long as you might think, but had 1 touchdown. I'm going to keep looking. I don't know when the last time he had a 3-touchdown game was, but it's been a while, I'm sure. So what are your thoughts? Let me just throw this out to you. So going forward, now Jerry was asked about it after the game, and he just totally spoke highly about Zeke, and we're only going as far as Zeke.
He loves Zeke, right?
He really does. He really loves Zeke. I mean, he didn't say that. He didn't come close to saying anything like that about Dak. And Dak, I mean, Cooper Rush, God bless him, but he's nowhere near as good as Tony Pollard is at his position. So what are your thoughts going forward? Do you think we've moved from kind of a pseudo quarterback controversy in Dallas to a legitimate running back controversy?
I think so. And I was saying that I've always felt like Ezekiel was holding Pollard back. Like they have never, Chris, really just let this guy run. And I think we talked about some of the numbers. Like he's never had, I can't remember the exact numbers we had, but he didn't even do it in college. Like he didn't get enough carries. Like they didn't.
Well, he was a wide receiver.
Right.
He's never carried 15 or more times.
There you go. That was the number that we were looking at. But I just kept saying his numbers are good as a back. Right. And ride the guy. I'm not saying that he has to be every down, but he should be getting way more than he has been getting. And maybe this opens up their eyes. I don't know how you can look at his performance if you're the Cowboys and you're going back to business as usual. And that doesn't mean that Ezekiel can't play, Chris.
Right.
Whatever. But you're going back to the system you had, or you're gonna let Tony Pollard be a featured back and give him a few more carries, take some from Ezekiel Elliott when he gets back, and go from there. I don't know what they're afraid of. When you have somebody, he's not worn out, he's not injury prone, Chris. None of that. Right. Let him play until
Rob,
he can't.
I was just looking at Ezekiel's game logs from his career, and then maybe I missed it. Ryan, if you want to check it, I don't think he's ever had a 3-touchdown game. And Tony Pollard, in one of his first starts, goes for 3 touchdowns. Now, granted, touchdowns can be, you know what I mean? You can get several from the 1-2 yard line. So that, I'm not saying that's the end all. But Zeke hasn't run like Pollard ran in years. Let's just keep it real. Oh, he's done it twice. Okay, he has had 2 3-touchdown games.
Okay, so 2 in his career.
The last one, Rob, 2017. Okay. That's 5 years ago. Okay.
That's unbelievable how long ago that was, to be honest.
Here's what I say, Rob. Let's just, I'm not going to mince words here. Tony Pollard's a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott now. Period. I mean, we've been seeing it, Rob, for the last at least 2 years.
Look at the numbers.
He is, every year he's been in the league, which is 4 years, he's beaten Zeke in yards per carry. Every single year. This year he's leading the league, Rob, with 6.2 yards per carry. Zeke is 31st in the league at, I believe, 4.1 yards
Chris,
per carry.
Before the season started, you remember I was mad at Maurice Jones-Drew because he had Ezekiel as a top 5 running back in the league?
Yes.
And I was like, they must be friends. Like, you could say, I'm not saying he's dog food.
Top 5,
but top 5, really?
That's
and
ridiculous.
he didn't have Pollard in his top 5.
Yeah, which I get not having Pollard in there, but you're right. Zeke, there's no way Zeke is a top 5 running back anymore, and certainly wasn't before the season started. And now look, here's the one thing Zeke does better than Pollard is pass block. Okay, but Pollard's a better runner. He's a better receiver. And Rob, you heard me. I said it. They'll miss Zeke. Zeke gets the tough yards. Zeke takes the pounding. True. But Rob, some of these nice runs from Zeke where he goes for 7 yards, 6 yards, 9 yards, Pollard would break those open. I mean, you saw how much faster he gets through the hole than Zeke.
Yep.
It's like Zeke's moving in slow motion.
We've seen Ezekiel get caught from behind and pulled down.
Yep.
We have.
And so but I'm with you, Rob, in that this does not have to be a controversy. I get it. Zeke is a leader on the team. He's highly respected, and he is still productive.
Right.
So, Rob, I don't bench him. Let Zeke keep starting. But I think, and they can still be a 2-back system, because let's face it, only a couple teams have a 1-back system, right? What's his name in Tennessee? Who am I? What's the big boy?
Henry. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor. Nick Chubb, even though Kareem Hunt was getting a few carries. There's only a handful of teams with a 1-back system. So keep the 2-backs, keep Thunder and Lightning, but Lightning, i.e. Pollard, should get more carries. I think it should be maybe 60, 65, 35, 60, 40, 65.
No, there's no doubt about it.
That.
I mean, I don't know what they would have to watch to think, okay, let's just go back to where we were. Like this was a breakout party to me.
Right.
Where you didn't have Ezekiel, like you were talking about, Chris, to get you those harder yards and all that. He wasn't available. So all you had was Pollard, and I don't know who the backup was yesterday, but Pollard did the job, and he's been steady and has done nothing but progress and get better. You just said it. Leads the league in 6.2 yards a carry. What? Conversation's over.
Right.
Conversation's over. Don't make a big deal, big stink.
Right. You would keep Zeke as the starter.
You could do that. But I would give the bulk of the work. Right. The bulk of the work still should go to Pollard.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Rob, when the defense has to worry about a running back breaking it open, that's going to open stuff up for Dak. I don't think it's any coincidence that Dak, threw the ball really
absolutely
the best he's thrown all season.
Because you're right. You have to stay closer to the line with Pollard, Chris.
Yep.
You have to. Otherwise, this dude's going to run by you. So there's the reason, and then that opens up the passing game. It's pretty obvious, and you're right. That's why Dak was able to flourish.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Your turn to weigh in. Zeke or Tony Pollard, how should the Cowboys move at the tailback position going forward? Your turn to weigh in.
All right, let's kick it off with Craig in Houston. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Craig?
Hey, I really appreciate you guys focusing on that. I've been talking about Pollard for years as a Cowboy fan, and it's the strangest thing you've ever seen where, you have this NFL that's based on competition. They want to win, and they defer to Elliott out of some kind of sense of loyalty. Perhaps Jones feels that he's gotten the mega contract, and therefore he doesn't want to waste any money on somebody else. But typically they'll put Pollard in, and he'll run 40 yards because he's so fast and had so much explosion.
Right.
Then they'll take him out for the rest of the game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like they're storing him on a closet like he's a fragile gift. I've never seen anything quite like it, and he's not fragile. I personally think they could use him like Deebo Samuel. I think he's one of the fastest running backs in the NFL, if not the fastest player in the NFL. He can't be caught from behind, and he's explosive in open field.
He is so explosive,
Craig. No doubt. Good call,
Yep.
Craig, and you're right. And we know Jerry's loyal to a fault, Chris. Loyal to a fault.
It's hard to believe. I get it. You paid the guy, but you know what? That's done with. You paid him. Now you just if you overpaid, which you did clearly, then so be it. but try to win, right?
Chris, what did I always bring up that Joe Dumars quote to me? And I think it's not about being it right. It's about getting it right.
Yep.
If you're running a team, I think that's real. Okay, I paid Ezekiel. It was a mistake. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Nah, no doubt.
Yep. Jerome in Charleston, South Carolina. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Jerome?
Hello. If Pollard goes to number one until he shows he can handle being number one, Elliott backs him up, comes off the bench. And I don't know if they're going to keep Elliott around after this year or not.
Well, they probably won't.
They can get out of it, right, Chris? Yeah, they can get out of it, Jerome.
Unless he comes back really cheap. But, yeah.
I think they're going to, I'd be looking into the draft or a free agency next year to try to help fortify that position a little bit. Maybe find another receiver because I still think they got some holes on offense. So.
Yeah.
See, here's the only thing I disagree with you. We all seem to agree that Pollard's clearly better. I wouldn't embarrass Zeke, though, and bench him, Rock, because I just don't know. I mean, he does seem to be a leader in that locker room. And, again, I don't think it really matters who's in for the first possession. You know what I mean? And so
Let me ask you something about
I would
Elliott.
let him continue to start, but Pollard gets the bulk of the carries. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jerome.
Let me ask you something. Hey, was he showing leadership when he grabbed that girl's breast?
Oh, all right. Well, no, that was years ago, and we haven't had any. Thanks for the call.
And
we
I'm
haven't
not
had any
saying they're
issues
all
since.
choir boys.
No. It's a football team, Chris.
Right.
Let's just be honest. Did you see that melee at Michigan State? Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Crazy. Zach in Phoenix, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Zach?
What's going on, Rob? What's going on, Chris? Hope you're having a great day.
Yes,
we are.
And guess
You
what,
too,
Zach?
man.
We'll be there in Phoenix for the Super Bowl. Me and Chris, right? We'll be there.
Well, man, as it gets closer, man, hopefully I can take you guys out to Lolo's or somewhere to get y'all some good food.
Oh, that would be good.
Sounds good.
Yes. All right, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna call closer to the Super Bowl, but we all know the NFL is a production-based environment, and if you got a guy producing better than somebody else, you got to give that guy a shot because you want to get the ultimate chance to win in the ultimate winning league. And so Pollard has to get more carries. And to Chris's point, don't bench the man Zeke. Just reduce his carries. But you got to give Pollard a shot. And as a former running back, I want to play. And if a guy I'm producing better than the other guy, I feel I'm afforded that opportunity to get more carries and be able to produce for this team.
No doubt. And Ezekiel's been going the other way for years, Chris. This ain't new.
Exactly.
Right. And you know Zeke sees it. It's obvious.
Thanks, Zach.
Zeke ain't blind.
He ain't blind,
You know
Chris. You remember that's why he came in the camp in shape. You remember this year?
It's just, it's clear as day.
Let's squeeze one more in. MJ, who's in New Orleans. You're on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio. What up, MJ?
What up? Happy Magic City Monday. I'm going to send both you, Chris, and Rob commissary for being prisoners of the moment. What I do, I continue to go to a two-back system because these pass blocks also. Running back still needs to
we're saying that. We're not saying go Pollard 25 carries a game.
We didn't say that to cut Ezekiel
We didn't even
Elliott.
say start Pollard.
That's right.
We're just saying he should get the most carries.
Are you listening to Jim Rome or are you listening to the Odd Couple?
Hey, I agree. I'm just giving my statement. And what I'm saying is this TV show is still called Jerry World. Zeke is still owner, GM, and president Jerry Jones' favorite son, and the Cowboys still will find a way to mess this up.
Well,
if
they want to keep doing that and wonder why it's been 26 years, Chris, then keep doing that. And you got a guy in front of you. I mean, if you want to play that game, because Jerry is, and we know it, we just said it. Jason Garrett stayed around too long, Chris, right? I mean, come on.
No doubt. No question about it, Rob. All right. It's the Odd Couple live from the TireRack.com studios. We welcome in friend of the show from NBC Dallas Fort Worth, our man Nui Scruggs. Nui, what up?
Man, I can't unhear that last doggone ad I heard Rob read. Oh, my God.
Fellas, what'd you say?
I know a little TMI from Rob on that.
It's all right. You know, you got to keep it.
I didn't know it was such a metro,
Metrosexual? Is that what I am now?
Yeah, man, bro. You do anything for these dollars. Come on, man. Come on, man.
It's time to stop treating your groins like junk.
Let's get into it. We only got a few minutes.
Sexual. Go ahead.
Right. We only got a few minutes, brother. Look, Rob and I just said it. Tony Pollard obviously was great. And let's just face it. You might disagree, I think. He's a better running back than Zeke at this point.
And should get more carries without question.
We're not saying bench Zeke. Zeke's a leader. Zeke obviously means a lot to that team. And he's a better pass blocker than Tony for sure. But we're saying I would lean the carries about 60-40, maybe 65-35 to Pollard more so than Zeke. Where are you at on all this?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, guys, first off, you just mentioned in there he's a better pass blocker, okay? I love Tony Pollard as a person, but the dude is pass pro is terrible, okay?
Yes, it
terrible.
is.
It's terrible, man.
So bring Zeke in for that.
And Zeke's numbers as a running back are terrible the last 4 years.
You're going to disagree with us. Zeke is a better runner than Pollard.
Can I finish? Guys? Can I finish before you beat me down, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. They like the tandem. In this league now, it is you're going to see tandems. I go back to Skip Pete. Our friend Skip Pete was back with the Raiders. They had Tyrone Wheatley and Charlie Garner. They had the hammer, they had the nail. You saw Pete Carroll when he had Thunder and Lightning with Reggie Bush and Lindell White. This is what they want. And the Cowboys once drafted Felix Jones in the first round to go with Marion Barber. They want to continue to use a two-back system. You guys are wanting to be one dude to be the lead dog.
We're not.
That's not what they're going to do.
We want them to keep it two-back, but Pollard should get the most carries.
We will see how it all goes, guys. We'll see how it all goes. Right now,
we don't need to see how it all goes. We've been watching it for 4 years.
Yeah, Pollard's been the better runner for a while.
See? Coach Parker, Coach Broussard. Okay, I'll let Kellen Moore know that the odd couple have requested 60% to Tony Pollard. Okay, I'll let him know.
Well, hold on. Tell us why you think. So we're with you on the two-back system. But are you telling us it should stay the way it was before Zeke got hurt and he should get, 60, 65% of the carries?
You know what? They won convincingly against the Lions by running the football.
The Lions?
That's your litmus test, the Lions. Okay.
The Lions and the Bears is the litmus test here. I mean, they beat
I just saw the Bears.
Bears had a pretty good defense.
What they're doing
the Lions
is working,
were worse
guys.
than the league.
Guys, what they're doing is working.
We knew. We said we gonna let you in on a little secret.
We already knew.
We said Nui's a homer.
Yes.
He's gonna defend Zeke on this.
Yeah, we knew it. He's got to be in Zeke's. He's got to be in Zeke's golf outing every year. So we already knew what that was.
You know what? Zeke is not a client. Okay, and you guys know exactly what I mean by that. Zeke is not a client. Okay, neither is Tony Pollard. Okay, neither are clients. But I just understand and know we're talking about a passing league. And Tony Pollard, when he comes in here, is dangerous for Dak, okay? He got Cooper Rush killed one time in Philadelphia because he can't pass block. What they're doing is effective. I don't know why you guys just can't sit around here and say, hey, keep winning football games. Keep winning games with what you're doing here. Tony Pollard does deserve more touches. There's no doubt about it. So
that's what Kellen Moore needs to do. That's all we said.
Let me finish, doggone it. Let them stop throwing as much with Dak Prescott and run the ball even more. You can accomplish both, gentlemen. You can accomplish both.
One guy is getting 6.2 yards a carry, and the guy that you want to continue the same thing is getting 3.5. Is that what you're telling me?
4.1, I think.
4.1. I'm sorry. That what you saying?
I wish you guys had told me this because today Kellen Moore talked. So next Monday, all right, get the coordinators. I'm going to let them know. The odd couple coaches, Parker and Broussard, have made a request.
Hey, we down with that.
You, Kellen Moore, are not maximizing what you have.
It's not even a request. It's a statement of fact.
So are they going to the Super Bowl, Nui, or are the Cowboys going
to the
Super Bowl?
Are they better than Philadelphia?
No, they're not better than Philadelphia.
Oh, wow. Why not?
Cowboys can't stop the run.
As good as that defense is, they can't stop the run.
You know how many yards they gave up yesterday? 243. Lions had 133. If you're going to beat the Cowboys, you got to run the ball. When you want to talk about playing playoff football and good teams, they're going to have to show that they're better than this. I mean, the Packers are going to show. They're going to attack them after the bye week with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Then Minnesota's going to attack it with Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison. If they get in the playoffs, if you're going to beat the Cowboys, run the football, keep their defense on the field, keep the offense off the field. This is the way to beat Dallas, and they've got to get better at that area.
All right, that's our man Nui Scruggs.
We
appreciate it, man.
No matter what. No matter what.
I mean, we knew this was coming when we booked you.
You're still our guy.
Yeah. Now tell Zeke we
you
said
still
hello.
My guy too. Rob, you still my guy, even if you're doing them nasty ads. I still love you, brother. Get a milk ad, okay? Get a milk
Get that out of your mind. Work on getting that out of your mind. I'm doing that. All right, Nui. Great stuff, brother. Thank you.